My car's on fire! My car's on fire! No, I heard it pop! In the RC hobby, you get exactly what you pay for, except when you don't. Some RC cars are absolute tanks that can take a 30-foot drop to concrete and drive away smiling, while others, they really feel like they're made of glass, wet cardboard, and broken promises. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're counting down the top 5 best and top 5 worst RC cars of all time. We're going backwards from number 5 to number 1, and we are alternating from an absolute masterpiece to a total wallet-draining disaster with every single pick. Let's get into it. Best. Coming in at number 5 on the best is the Traxxas Sledge. Traxxas built this with one goal in mind: take down the 8-scale 6S competition. And boy, did they deliver with a massive aluminum chassis, a brutally strong drivetrain, and an engineering layout that eliminates chassis flex. The Sledge is an absolute weapon. It handles beautifully in the air and takes a ridiculous amount of abuse. If you are looking for a stunt machine that can take anything you throw at it, the Sledge is right for you. Starting at $730, it's on the high side, but you get what you pay for. Loaded with aftermarket available upgrades, the Sledge is never-ending fun. Worst. Coming in at number 5 on the worst list is the Losi Lasernut U4. The Losi Lasernut U4 just honestly breaks my heart because it is genuinely one of the most beautiful, highly detailed, scaled RC trucks ever made, but underneath that stunning body lies a mechanical disaster. It was way too heavy for its 10th scale parts. The stock electronics overheat constantly, the differentials strip out effortlessly, and the hex hubs literally had a habit of stripping and welding themselves to the wheels. It cost a premium hobby grade money, coming in at $540, but it was offered as toy grade reliability. Number 4. Coming in at number 4 on the best list is the Traxxas Slash. The legendary Traxxas Slash was released back in 2008. This single platform practically invented the short course truck craze and brought millions of people into the hobby, including myself. Whether you run the basic 2-wheel drive brush model or the screaming 4x4 VXL brushless model, the Slash is just a cockroach. It survives anything. Plus, the aftermarket support is so massive you could build an entire Slash without a single factory Traxxas part. That's true. And it's just iconic. Coming in at $260 for the base 2-wheel drive model, all the way to $530 for the 4x4 Ultimate versions. They have a level for everyone. Worst. Coming in at number 4 on the worst list is the Team Associated MT8. Now look, Team Associated makes legendary World Championship winning race buggies. There's no denying that. But when they tried to build a massive, heavy-hitting 8-scale monster truck, they missed the mark entirely. The MT8 was plagued with brittle plastics, weak suspension components, and a drivetrain that couldn't even handle heavy bashing. It felt like a delicate race car trapped in a monster truck's body, and it frustrated a lot of hobbyists who expected Team Associated quality. The smaller version, the MT10, is known as one of the most durable RCs, but not this. Coming in at $510, it's just a hard sell for what you're actually getting. Best. Coming in at number 3 on the best selection is the original Arma Italian EXB. This wasn't a truggy. It was an absolute precision tool for chaos. With its low center of gravity, it handled like a dedicated race truggy, but came loaded with Arma's heavily reinforced EXB parts. It flew through the air flatter than anything else. I often coined it as a pancake. It handled 6S power without breaking the sweat and looked mean while doing it. Hobbyists still look back at the original EXB Italian as a peak Arma engineering. The new one is awesome, let's not get that wrong, but it will never have the feel of the original. If you're looking to buy, you have to search on Marketplace and eBay as of now. Worst. Coming in at number 3 on the worst list is the Team Corrali Kagama 4. Corrali makes some incredible 6S rigs, let's not get that wrong, but when they tried to scale down and compete in the 4S arena, things got messy. The Kagama 4 felt like a rushed compromise. It suffered from brittle plastics, confusing parts compatibility, and a price point that didn't make sense compared to the bulletproof 4S options from Traxxas or Arma. It's not the most broken car on earth, but for the money, it's an absolute letdown. Now with a few upgrades, like the 6S Spark arms, the Kagama 4 will have increased durability, but with a price tag of $470, it's just a very hard sell. Best. Coming in at number 2 on the best list is none other than the legendary Traxxas Max. This thing took the durability DNA of its big brother, or daddy, the X-Max, and packed it into a tighter, more dense footprint. Honestly, it might actually be harder to break than the X-Max. You can completely overshoot a jump, cartwheel it 50 times across the field, and 9 times out of 10, you just flip it back over and keep ripping. It is arguably the best pure pound-for-pound basher ever made. It's honestly hard for me to say it is not the best RC car ever made, but you probably already know which way this list is going. Coming in at $600, you will not be disappointed. Worst. Coming in at number 2 on the worst list is the Arrma Kraton 6S. And I'm going to say specifically the early generations, but even the new ones are having problems. Arrma fans, don't hate me. I know some of you already do, but we have to talk about the Arrma Kraton 6S. Today, the Kraton 6S, V6, and EXB models are better, but if you're talking about all-time history, the early versions of the Kraton 6S were notorious, don't get it confused with the Arrma Notorious, were notorious wallet drainers. The stock aluminum chassis was notoriously soft, leading to the famous taco chassis, where the truck could literally bend in half on a bad landing. Combine that with a weak stock servo and blowing out rear discs constantly, which is still happening now, and the early Kraton 6S sent a lot of people straight to the aftermarket parts catalog just to keep it running. Today, the plastic arms are much better, but still weak. Many purchasers have had diff problems right out of the box. Just check any Facebook group. Within these Facebook groups, you'll have people defending them, and you'll have people still complaining about the worldwide diff problems. Coming in at $700 for the BLX version and $830 for the EXB version, it's just a lot of money for something that is still having so many problems out of the box. Best. Coming in at number 1 on the best list is none other than the Traxxas X-Max. Before the X-Max, 5th scale bashers were heavy, fragile, gas-powered nightmares. Traxxas completely changed the industry by creating an 8S brushless monster that handles like a 10th scale but hits like a bowling ball or a freight train. It's the metric by which all modern mega bashers are actually judged. It's tough, it self-writes, and it is the definition of a legendary RC car. To this day, it's a toss-up between a Slash and an X-Max of being the most popular RC in the world. Loaded with unlimited aftermarket parts, it's impossible to get bored of an X-Max. Coming in at $1,200, the X-Max may seem pricey, but it's a one and done kind of buy. This truck is amazing. Those tires. Worst. Finishing off the list here with the worst RC of all time in my opinion is the original Traxxas E-Revo. Now look, the suspension design was revolutionary, and when it worked, it was incredibly fun. But out of the box, it was a mechanical nightmare. Traxxas put a brutal 6S brushless system into a platform that still utilized plastic telescoping drive shafts and weak differentials. Every single 6S battery pack was just a countdown clock until you stripped a diff or twisted a drive shaft into a pretzel. You can look at a lot of my early videos, I have exactly that problem. You had to spend hundreds of dollars in upgrades just to make it reliable. It tops our list because of the sheer gap between how cool it looked and how often it broke. Don't get me wrong, I loved mine when I was just a flat ground driver, but once you put them in the air, even 2 inches in the air, it was toast within a minute. You can still find these on eBay and Marketplace, and most collectors will tell you they are great. Well, there's a reason why collectors keep them on the shelf to look at. So there you have it, the alternating countdown of the peaks and the valleys of the RC world. Whether you're saving up for an X-Max or running far, far away from the old school E-Revo, the most important part of the hobby is just getting out there and ripping and putting a smile on your face. But I want to hear from you guys. Did I do the Kraton 6S dirty, or did those early versions deserve the hate? Do you think the MT8 belongs on the list? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more RC content. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.